Coming up on Science News Weekly, Olympic rings, dino birds, and the dragon landing. That's up next on Science News Weekly.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT. Bandwidth is provided by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is Science News Weekly with Dr. Kiki, episode 15, recorded Thursday, May 31st, 2012. The dragon has landed. It's May 31st, 2012, and this is the science that made headlines this week. Amid both uproar and appreciation, 23andMe, a popular genetics testing company, announced its first patent this week on a genetic variant of the SGK1 gene that might be protective against Parkinson's disease for individuals with a rare risk-associated mutation in a gene called LRRK2. The company says that the patent is necessary for future drug development research. Sequencing of the tomato genome was completed and published in the journal Nature. Researchers involved in the project hope that it will lead to the development of a tastier tomato and boost conventional breeding over genetic modifications. In the name of healing everything that goes wrong in laboratory rodents, a Swiss team of scientists restored full range of motion to paralyzed rats. The rats' spinal cords have been severed to simulate spinal injury in humans within weeks of starting a regime of electrical and chemical spinal cord stimulation and robotic support. The rats fully recovered and are described by the scientists as athletes. Human trials are hoped to begin in the next year or two. A paper in Science describes a computer model created to predict pragmatic reasoning in language, which is a step closer to computers that can understand human language and the complexities of inference, context, and social rules. The model is based on how listeners understand speakers and how speakers decide what to say, says one of the authors, Noah Goodman from Stanford University. Harvard University biologists published a study in Nature that analyzed fossils of bird-like dinosaurs and primitive birds to learn that birds really are dinosaurs. Juvenile dinosaurs. Their study suggests that birds evolved as some species of theropod dinosaurs sped up their developmental pace. Instead of taking months or years to mature, birds very often take weeks. And physically, they resemble the juveniles of their ancestors. SETI published its very first long baseline interferometric experiment in the Astronomical Journal, reporting no discovery of signals from intelligent aliens. Sorry, folks. The study used the Australian long baseline array pointed at the star Gliese 581 for 8 hours in June of 2007 and found 222 candidate signals, but determined them to be from Earth-orbiting satellites. In honor of the Olympic Games in London, British chemists developed a synthetic molecule in the shape of Olympic rings. The molecule, with 5 linked rings, was imaged using non-contact atomic force microscopy and is called, wait for it, Olympocene. Everyone get ready. It'll be a great summer games. Volvo completed a 200-kilometer test drive of its self-driving road train. That's right, I was just going to say car, but no, road train in Spain this week. The convoy of 3 cars were wirelessly linked to each other and followed a lead vehicle driven by a professional driver. The test was part of a European Commission project called SARTRA, Safe Road Transit for the Environment. Scientists in Ireland at the University of Limerick solved one of the most important questions currently facing humanity. Why, oh why, did the bubbles in a pint of Guinness sink to the bottom of the glass instead of just rising to the top? The answer lies in the geometry of the Guinness glass. The sloping sides of the glass set up a circulation where the liquid in the glass flows downward near the walls and up in the center. The flow of the liquid creates drag on the bubbles and pulls them down. The team of physicists get points in my book for using the terms pint and anti-pint, and I kind of wonder if they ever met in the real world, would they annihilate one another? These are the things you have to think about every once in a while. After successfully completing its mission to the International Space Station, the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft re-entered the Earth's atmosphere and splashed down off the California coast at 11:42 a.m. Eastern Time this morning. Congratulations on a history-making achievement, SpaceX. And in other commercial space news, the FAA cleared Spaceship Two to begin rocket-powered suborbital test flights. Spaceship Two is a 6-passenger spacecraft owned by Virgin Galactic, manufactured by Scaled Composites. The permit allows Scaled Composites to fly only test pilots, not passengers at this point. But Virgin Galactic has sold about 500 tickets for the $200,000 rides, the dates of which have not yet been set. And that does it for the science headlines this week. Let me know what you think about these science news stories or what you think should be news by emailing me, drkiki at drkiki.tv, or leave me a voicemail at 650-741-5454. That's Kiki, 741-KIKI.